MEC of Safety and Security in Gauteng, and of course Provincial Commissioner Mawela, General Mawela. The media is eager to hear what you have to say, but let's just start maybe with opening remarks, and we will take questions after that. Minister?
Thank you, Premier, for being with us all the time here, or being with you all the time here. We had to come back today after last Thursday. After last Thursday, we had to come back today as the government. And we simply say no. There is no country here that can have parallel governance. There is no country here that can be run by criminals. Governments are elected, governments take decisions in an open way, so we had to come and say what was the story. Maybe going back, taking one step back, Premier, last week, because this question keeps coming back. I want to praise the police for the way they acted last week. It could have been a bloodbath if they've acted other way around, and they gave us another day to be here and come and do our work. Clearly you can see those people that were fighting the police, what they were protecting. They were protecting the lot of crime that is going on here. There is a multi-pronged and multi-approach kind of operation here. Almost everybody is here. As you can hear, our machines flying over with more than 1,500 officers that were to come here and put the authority of the state. But going forward, protecting the state and the economy, that the Premier will speak more on. Even we have found some number of firearms that the Cele will be examining. We'll take them for ballistic to see if they've been doing official duties. But we suspect that some of them are illegal firearms, as they are written, that made in Israel. We don't have guns from Israel in this country, so it might be illegal. So, but Cele will tell us better. For now, because the operation is going on, let one just say bravo to the South African police, to the metro, to everybody that is here. We told the country and everybody that it was not, as they've said, that we are cowards. It was a retreat that was necessary in that particular time. Here we are, and we believe that we are doing the proper work as South African police and everybody else here, and we will be winning this battle. It can't go on like this forever. I want to repeat, we can't have the co-governance with criminality. This is co-governance with criminality that must be put off, and make sure that the government and everybody else runs the country accordingly.
Premier, anything from you?
Well, I just want to say that, as everybody knows, last week the police got information through crime intelligence that the 30 minibus Kumbis delivered counterfeit goods in a particular building. They got that information, police. Counterfeit goods were delivered in a particular building. And the police organized, as they did, to go and seize those goods. And as is now known, there was counter-organization. That's what the police were dealing with last week. That the police would be attacked when they were coming there to come and get the goods, which were counterfeit goods, which were delivered in the building. The police have been, I have conducted operations with the police from 2017 in various buildings in the CBD of Johannesburg. The police have been doing this work of conducting operations, getting into a building and finding that there are counterfeit goods. When they get there and find that there's no problem, those who are doing business are allowed to do business. But they've seized on several occasions counterfeit goods in buildings without what they faced last week. And some of you may have seen on some of those video clips that as the police were being attacked, the counterfeit goods were being moved from the building. Some of that was... So what was happening last week was an attempt to simply protect the counterfeit goods which were delivered in the building there. So the police are out today, they are doing their work, and all these counterfeit goods are destroying our economy. There's nothing that can be used to argue that this is proper business. These counterfeit goods are destroying the economy. And we are calling on the whole of government to ensure that at our ports of entry, counterfeit goods are stopped at our ports of entry. They all get brought into the Gauteng economy. It's not only into our economy here. We are involved as a country in revitalizing our manufacturing sector. What is destroying the jobs in the manufacturing sector is that these goods that are sold at nothing are brought into our economy and then sold in our streets here. And that cannot be allowed. The Operation Okai Mulao includes seizing these counterfeit goods, but also shutting down businesses that are operating illegally. We have gone at length to go to township businesses, small businesses, to assist them, that they are not caught in this web of illegal trading. We have been doing a lot of work to help them. And I want to say to many businesses that are running in our townships out there that what we are doing here is to also defend, protect their businesses, because some of the goods that are, today we are just dealing with clothing. Some of the goods are drinks that are poisonous stuff that hasn't been vetted to check. Some of the people in the townships have said to us, some of these drinks that are smuggled into our country are poisonous stuff. That's why we have funny diseases. The outbreak of funny diseases, because some of the stuff that's brought and sold in the market is poisonous stuff. So today is clothing. Yes, a lot of this is clothing, but there are many other stuff that get brought into our economy and get sold to our people, some of which is poisonous stuff. So I also want to join the minister to commend the police. If last week the police would have acted as the police family, people would have died, and the police would have been blamed for a massacre. But we know there were also people, they were just mobilized. That's the information the police gave us. They were mobilized, they were sent out information by those who, there's a criminal syndicate that's involved in this, in all these buildings. And I want to say we are going to take back these buildings. So the owners of these buildings in which these counterfeit goods are being stored are in big trouble themselves. We're going to take them. This building is going to be shut down immediately. And this is not the only building. The police know where all these buildings are. Counterfeit goods are stored in the different parts of the CBD of Johannesburg. I also want to say it's not only in the Johannesburg CBD, it's in our CBDs, in the Vaal, in the East Rand, in Ekurhuleni, in Tshwane, in the West Rand as well. Most of these old buildings in our CBDs are used to commit crimes. There's women and child trafficking taking place in these buildings, the drugs taking place in these buildings, and counterfeit goods are stored in these buildings. So we are taking these buildings back to make sure that there's no illegal business taking place in our cities. So we thank the police for the action they have taken today. Yes, last week it is clear that and we know how that information got to them, because once they got wind that the police are coming, they mobilized people around to attack the police, and that cannot be allowed in any self-respecting country. Cannot allow that to happen.
Well, with that, colleagues, opening up the questions. I'll take 3 at a time. You know the drill: identify yourself and also the media house.
Those are live pictures coming to you from the Johannesburg CBD, where we've just heard the police minister and indeed David Makura speaking there to gathered journalists following the police's raid on counterfeit goods in the CBD.